Sal Stewart continued to be red hot down in Miami and helped lead the Reds to a 5-2 road trip to start the year.
You are Locked On Reds, your daily Cincinnati Reds podcast, part of the Locked On Podcast Network, your team every day.
Hey there, welcome in. My name's Stephen Offenbaker, and you, of course, are Locked On Reds. Locked On Reds is part of the Locked On Podcast Network. We are your team each and every day. A little bit later in the show, we're going to talk about those new uniforms. City Connect 2.0 was unveiled yesterday, and I got to tell you, I like them. I think those things are fire. We're also going to get into the Los Angeles Angels coming to town as the Cincinnati Reds begin another homestand facing the team from out in LA. But where we are going to begin today is with Sal Stewart, because he has been red hot. And I know you guys are all going, wait a minute, Steve, they've lost the last 2 games. You need to shred them. You need to tear the Cincinnati Reds apart. I'm not going to do it. Not going to tear them apart. We're going to talk about some of the things that went wrong these last 2 games out in Miami. But if you had told me that the Reds were going to go 5-2 on this road trip and Sal Stewart would be red smoking hot through the course of those games, I would have told you I would take it. And that is where we will begin, because the Reds did drop the last 2 games out in Miami. In fact, they got their doors blown off yesterday in Miami, dropping that game to the Fish 8-1. But Sal Stewart once again had himself a day. In fact, he's been having himself a day. If you look at what he's done over the last week of the season, he's hitting 280, 345, 560 with 2 home runs, 6 RBIs. He's drawn 3 walks, only struck out 5 times, and he stole 3 bases during that span to boot. He's off to a great start this season. Currently, he is hitting 364, 473, 727 with 4 home runs on the year. Sal Stewart is on fire. It was so much fun to watch his family and friends and coaches and seemingly anybody that ever knew him as he grew up in Miami in the stands with the big Sal faces, just really out there supporting him as the Reds took on the Fish. And, at one point, on the Marlins broadcast, they were like, I hope Sal's people have enjoyed watching him, but he needs to get out of here. He needs to go. That's how much damage he inflicted in the game for the Reds yesterday. Sal went 1 for 3, scored a run, of course, with an RBI on that, his 4th home run on the season, in the 5th inning off of Meyer. Sal Stewart has really impressed me. It started way back in Reds Fest in January. Sal Stewart comes out, I got to hear him talk several times during the course of Reds Fest. He put in the work this offseason. He lost more than 25 pounds. He was in constant communication with Terry Francona. Sal Stewart took seriously the opportunity to be an everyday player in 2026. And he's earned it. He's earned a spot. He's earned the opportunity. He's earned the chance to be out there. And when you combine that with what at times Matt McLain and Ellie De La Cruz have done in the 2 and 3 spot, what a great 2, 3, 4. In yesterday's game, Matt McLain went 2 for 5. Ellie picked up another hit. Sal Stewart had the homer in that game. It's going to come, guys. I know everybody wants to be mad that they lost these last 2 games to the Marlins, but the fact that they won the first 5 games of this road trip, you cannot win them all. And there were some frustrations in this game. I continue to be frustrated by the outfield play. I feel like there was TJ Friedel had opportunities to catch balls that he didn't. Dane Meyer, what a tremendous catch to start the game, running back to center field, a year to the day, making a crashing catch into the center field wall. You look at Spencer Steer playing right field. He looked uncomfortable at times in the outfield. The outfield is still work in progress. A lot of frustration there. You look around at Eugenio Suárez. I see people already in the comment sections ready to give up on Gino and basically saying that he was a terrible signing and that he's a waste of money. You look at what Gino has done. It's not been super pretty. I've seen worse. There are worse on this team. Ke'Bryan Hayes is worse, and everybody rushed to his defense yesterday after I said that he should be benched. Right now, in the last week, Gino's hitting 200, 286, 240, no home runs. Last 15 games, 208, 269, 354, 2 home runs. The power is going to come. Gino's going to get dialed in. Not ready to give up on him. I would much rather see Gino in there with an opportunity to run into one than them to continue to give Ke'Bryan Hayes 3 at-bats. And this is a hill I fully intend to die on. I saw you guys in the comment section pushing back. And defense is important. Defense matters. Yes, it does. I said that when I said you should sit him down. But what I said was that you can't continue to run him out there going 0 for 3 and expect better outcomes. And his defense is not that important. But I digress. He was out of the game yesterday. He wasn't in the lineup. PJ Higgins was in the lineup. Man, another thing I'm frustrated about with the Cincinnati Reds depth right now at the catcher position. They're Alfredo Duno can't get here soon enough. Tyler Stephenson has 1 foot out the door. He's going to be gone at the end of this year. Jose Trevino is not an everyday catcher. The Reds really need to hope that Duno has tremendous development this season and surprises everyone and is ready to go in 2027 because, man, there is no depth at the catcher position that you can count on. PJ Higgins, 0 for 3, clearly outmatched at the big league level. Should not be starting big league games, and here we are in April of 2026. PJ Higgins, your starting catcher. Rhett Lowder did not have a good day for the Reds against the Fish. 5 1/3 inning. He allowed 5 runs, 4 of them earned on 8 hits, couple of walks, couple strikeouts. Really, probably his first bad big league start. Those are going to happen. I'm not mad. I'm disappointed. I really wanted the Reds to win this series, especially with how they had played heading into it and how they played the first 2 games of this series. But the magic ran out. It's early. It's April. I have to keep reminding myself of that fact that the Cincinnati Reds right now, early April, as I'm talking, we're heading into April 10th. The Reds are 8-5. It could be a lot worse. It has been a lot worse in the past. I think this team is built to win baseball games, and I think the hitting is going to come around. There have been some things that have derailed them. The pitching injuries, the fact that they're going right now without Hunter Green, without Nick Lodolo. If I had told you the day before opening day, not only do they not have Hunter Green, Nick Lodolo is not going to pitch, and after the first road series of the year, the Reds are going to be 8-5. They're going to be coming back to Cincinnati 8-5, having gone 5-2 on that road trip. You all would have taken that. I get why everybody's upset because you get excited. You start to buy in. You start to believe, and then something happens that bursts your bubble. We can't keep looking at Major League Baseball like it's the National Football League. You don't have to live and die by every single game. That's what we like to do around here. I am guilty of it. You all are guilty of it. Jeff is guilty of it. Tim Daniel, guilty of it at times, where we just ride from game to game. But it's a marathon, folks. It is a 162-game marathon. I believe in this team. I believe they're going to continue to perform well. After Rhett Lowder, Brock Burt comes in, throws 8 pitches, gets out of it, pitches 2/3 of an inning, strikes out a guy. He'll be available today in Cincinnati. Franco, on the other hand, not such a great outing. Jose Franco comes into the game. We talked about what he did his last time out, what a tremendous boost he was. He finally got touched up. 2 innings, he allowed 4 hits, 3 runs on those 4 hits, 2 of them earned. He walked 3 guys. The command and the control wasn't there. I think everybody was ready to get out of Miami. Everybody was ready to get back to Cincinnati, get off the road, get back in, get settled. I like where this team is heading into the Angels series. Chase Burns going for the Reds. We're going to get into that here in the next segment. But the bullpen is rested. The bullpen is locked and loaded and ready to go. The hitting is going to come around. Do they continue to run Ke'Bryan Hayes out there? We'll see if he's in the lineup. I suspect he'll be in the lineup today, against the Angels. I would love to see them continue to get other guys opportunities. This hitting's going to come around, folks. I'm not gonna go buy in to the negative this early in April. I believe that this team can win baseball games. I believe they're going to be a lot of fun to watch. And that's going to start today against the Los Angeles Angels on City Connect 1.0 night. This jersey that I'm wearing now for the YouTube folks, the black jersey, they'll be rocking that tonight down at GABP against the Angels. And we're going to be talking about that series coming up next. It's tax time, but for a lot of us, the old way of doing taxes is, well, a lot. Trying to book an appointment that's not the most convenient, sitting in a waiting room with a stack of papers, emailing back and forth and wondering if they really get your situation. But this year, you're getting a major upgrade. Intuit TurboTax now has in-person locations nationwide. You can meet face-to-face with a real tax expert, and your documents get uploaded straight to your TurboTax app on the spot. And just like that, you're done. Your TurboTax expert works to get you every dollar that you deserve, while you get real-time notifications as you go about your day. It's the relief of walking in and meeting a real person and walking out knowing your taxes are being handled right. Head to turbotax.com/local to find a store near you and book your appointment today. Thanks for making Locked On Reds your first listen each and every day. And thanks for making the Locked On Podcast Network the #1 sports podcasting network in all the land. Thanks so much for listening each and every day. If you haven't done so, click subscribe, click that notification bell. Make sure you don't miss any of the great content we've got coming your way. You already live this team each and every day. Why not elevate your game a little bit? Join the Everydayer Club. Ad-free Locked On Reds over in the audio feed. Go to lockedonpodcast.com/everydayer to get started. $5 a month, $50 a year. You can use the promo code FINALLY to get a free month of the Everydayer Club. In addition to ad-free Locked On Reds, you're going to get access to the exclusive Discord server. Jeff and myself and Tim talking ball in there on the Locked On Reds channel. But it's not just us. Every single show, every single host, the entire Locked On network in there talking ball every day. It is well worth it. Check it out. $5 a month, $50 a year. Follow the link in the show description to learn more. All right, the Angels are coming to town, guys, and the Angels are not that great. They're 6-7 heading into this series. There's a couple interesting players on this team. When you think about the Angels, you, of course, think about Mike Trout, who's already racked up himself half of a point in WAR, 0.5 in WAR in 12 games. His counting stats aren't that tremendous right now. He has a slash line of 190, 382, 357. He has a couple of home runs, 2 home runs, 3 RBIs, couple stolen bases. He's drawn 11 walks on the season while striking out 15 times. It's not quite the fear-inspiring Mike Trout, but make no mistake, he can still beat you, and Reds pitching is going to have to be careful with him. Old friend playing for the Los Angeles Angels. In case you missed him, Jeimer Candelario is coming to town, guys. Negative 0.1 in WAR. He's played in 7 games, 20 plate appearances, a grand total of 2 hits, slash line of 111, 200, 222. Good for an OPS plus of 25. And I know it's early, but wow, that's not good at all. The Reds can use this series to get right. And that's even maybe an overstatement. It's not that things are just that horribly bad. The last 2 games were not good. The Rhett Lowder start was disappointing. The fact that the Reds did not win the series against the Marlins and instead split it, that is disappointing. A 5-2 road trip the beginning of April is not disappointing. Being 8-5 right now is not disappointing. Could it be better? It could be better. They could have won that series. They could be 9-4. Could be even better than that have they taken 2 of 3 from Pittsburgh. They could be 10-3. Coulda, woulda, shoulda. That's not where we're at. Things are going to be okay, guys. I'm looking forward to watching this team continue to get out there. Chase Burns goes for the Reds tonight. I can't wait to see him get out there because he has been absolute fire. His stuff is drawing attention from everybody that sees him pitch. The last time he started, the Rangers broadcast was talking about, he's a superstar in the making. I absolutely agree with that, guys. You look at what he's done so far. 2 starts, a 0.82 ERA, 11 innings pitched in his 2 starts. Buckle up, folks, because in his 2 starts, 13.1 strikeouts per 9. You heard me correctly. Chase Burns, 13.1 strikeouts per 9 this young season, based on balls per 9, walks per 9, 3.3, a little bit higher than you'd like to see, but right in the neighborhood. Chase Burns has delivered. He's getting the job done. He's already got 0.7 in WAR for this team. The number one pitcher in WAR early here in the season, just ahead of Andrew Abbott at 0.6. I like how this shakes up. We got Chase Burns going tonight for the Redlegs. Brandon Williamson goes tomorrow on the debut night of the City Connect 2.0, which we're going to talk about here in a little bit. And then to close out the series, Andrew Abbott going on Sunday for the Reds. The pitching matchup is there for the Reds to win this series. They've got Chase Burns going. They need to win this game. They've got Brandon Williamson going. Hopefully he can build upon his last start and they can get a win there. But Andrew Abbott going in the finale of the series, you have to think the Reds are well positioned to win 2 of 3. With Chase Burns going tonight, Tony Santillan is available. Emilio Pagan is available. Brock Burke is available. Graham Ashcraft is available. Everything is lined up in this game for the Reds to win tonight. They just have to go out there and hit the ball. They've struggled of late, hitting with runners in scoring position. I think the stat was they were 0 for 10 with runners in scoring position in that game yesterday against the Fish. They've got to be better than that. They've got to do better than that. I'm not ready for wholesale change. I'm not ready for Terry Francona to shake up the lineup, but there are guys that are clearly struggling, and that if they don't get it together soon, maybe we do need to talk about change. It seemed like TJ Friedl is starting to figure things out with his crouch, and then he goes out yesterday and doesn't really quite deliver. He's 0 for 5 with 2 strikeouts after a pretty good night the night before. Lacking consistency. Consistency has been this team's problem for multiple years now. Even with the guys like Matt McClain, who's finally starting to pull it together, bring his numbers up, and have some respectable numbers. You know, so far on the season, 248, 325, 730. Sorry, those are his career numbers. Forget that last part, folks. But he's in the last week, 267, 333, 333. Couple of walks, couple of stolen bases. But he's been inconsistent. He hasn't strung it together. Ellie's doing the same things, but Ellie's been probably the best guy in this lineup. Gino has had his struggles. I'm looking forward to seeing him back in Cincinnati against the Angels. I would like to see him have a couple of big games, get out there and deliver a couple of those long balls. The reason he was brought in here, the thing he was brought in here to do. If Ke'Bryan Hayes is going to be in the lineup with Gino at DH, I would like to see Ke'Bryan Hayes figure out what it is that's going on. He's made good contact. You know, Tim talked to you about his Savant page having a lot of red on it because he's not striking out. He's making good contact. He's got to stop hitting the ball right at people. I don't know if this is the chronic back issue, if he just hasn't been able to figure it out. I hope that they're working with him, trying to make tweaks and adjustments for him to be able to deliver, because he can't continue to just be the guy at the bottom of this lineup that's never going to get on base. There are other options. There are other things this team can do to create opportunity to have guys on base when the lineup flips for TJ Friedl, for Matt McClain, for Ellie De La Cruz, for Sal Stewart. I think this team can score runs. I think it's coming. Call it a feeling. Call it my gut talking to me, saying they're not going to continue to hit like they've hit over the last couple games. They are going to figure it out. They are going to get consistent. There's a lot of talent on this team. There's a lot of talent in this lineup. They have to deliver on it. There's just no way around it. Talked a little bit about this yesterday with Tim Daniel, and I know he made mention of it on the postcast. It's hard to minimize the importance of winning a lot of games in April, May, June, July, August, because the September schedule is brutal. The September schedule is the kind of thing that can derail a season, that can derail a good year. And many of you would call it a collapse. But the Reds have to get a lot of wins under their belt and build a lead, because that schedule in September is brutal. They have opportunities now. They cannot let games get away. We've talked about where you win 60, you lose 60. What you do with the other 42 is really what matters. They need to get these wins racked up. I'm excited to see how things look for them against the Angels. If you're looking to watch the game, if you're not going to be down at GABP, this game is going to be on Apple TV. If you don't have Apple TV, there are some free trials available out there if you've not utilized that. I know it frustrates a lot of people when they have whatever services and still, or they pay for MLB TV or Reds TV, and they still get these games that are on a different network. I like the Apple broadcasts. I enjoy watching it when the Reds are on the Apple broadcast, but I get the frustration in having to pay for yet another service. But look into the free trial, see if you can get the game. So it will not be the regular Reds broadcasting crew. It will be the national crew for Apple TV doing this game against the Angels. I'm going to call it now. The Reds are going to win this game. Chase Burns is going to go, a little predicting. Chase Burns is going to go 6 2/3. He's going to be pretty pitch efficient. He'll throw 85 to 90 pitches in 6 2/3. And then we'll get into this bullpen that's well rested with their A group of pitchers to go ahead and nail this thing down. That's my prediction for game 1. In game 2 of this series against the Angels, the Reds will be debuting City Connect 2.0. I'm sure you've seen the pictures all over social media. Let's talk a little bit about that uniform coming up next. Workplace chaos, deadline stacking up, inboxes overflowing, and the one position that you have to fill is still sitting open. When the pressure's on and you need the right hire, this is a job for Sponsored Jobs. Indeed, Sponsored Jobs helps you reach the people who actually fit what it is you're looking for: skills, experience, location. So you're not just hoping that the right candidate stumbles across your post. And here's the stat that says it all. During the time that I'm talking to you, companies like yours make 27 hires on Indeed, according to Indeed data worldwide. So if you're hiring, spend less time searching and more time interviewing candidates who check all of your boxes with Indeed Sponsored Jobs. When you need the right person to cut through the chaos, this is a job for Indeed Sponsored Jobs. And listeners of Locked On Reds can get a $75 sponsored job credit to help get your job the premium status that it deserves at Indeed.com/podcast. Just go to Indeed.com/podcast right now and support Locked On Reds by saying you heard about Indeed on this show. Indeed.com/podcast. Terms and conditions apply. Need to hire? This is a job for Indeed Sponsored Jobs. If you can't watch us here on YouTube, we are on every single audio podcasting app that's out there. If you find one that we're not on and you need us to be on it, message Jeff. When he gets back from vacation, he can probably make it happen for you to get us on that app as well. Make sure you click subscribe. Make sure you click that notification bell. That's free. We got lots of content coming your way all year long. You get Locked On Reds Monday through Friday. You get the postcast after each and every Reds game with Tim Daniel. And we're going to be dropping a lot of extra stuff in along the way as this season gets rolling. Once Jeff's from vacation, we have some plans to really spin up some extra content for you folks so that we can talk a lot more Reds baseball with you, because that's what we love to do. We love talking ball with you guys. All right, let's talk about these new City Connect. City Connect 2.0. First of all, I love that they're leaning into the all red look. This uniform, if you haven't seen it, go jump on social media, go jump on the Reds website. It's an all red jersey. They're going to go with all red pants, red hat, all pinstriped. I love it. Some details of this uniform. The sleeve patch has the Cincy logo that looks like this one that I'm wearing on the City Connect 1.0. It's going to be on the sleeve patch, and in the background of that sleeve patch, Fountain Square. Tribute to the city. Everything around this city centers around Fountain Square. When there's something to be celebrated, it's at Fountain Square. You go all the way back into the WKRP in Cincinnati TV show. You know, that's a real radio station now, but back then Fountain Square featured in the intro to that show. Everybody recognizes Fountain Square. So that's going to be featured on the shoulder patch of the new jerseys. This Cincy logo will also be a little bit further down the jersey, above the engineered tag that you'll see kind of on, if you're looking at somebody wearing the jersey on their left-hand side, down around their waist, there'll be that Cincy logo once again Again, they're going to have the pinstripes, a solid looking number underneath the Nike check on the right side of the front of the jersey. And then as far as logos go on the jersey itself, the City Connect C, which is, that new C is going to be on the jersey as well as the hat. The hat is also pinstriped with that C. I think this thing looks great. There's some people that are kind of not fans of the entire red look. I like this. I like the all black look of the City Connect 1.0. I like the all red look of City Connect 2.0. I like just the fact that the Reds are mixing it up a little bit. And I know this is a baseball initiative in general. Everybody's doing this. One of my favorite seasons was the 150th anniversary season, where the Reds rolled out different uniforms throughout the team's history throughout the course of the season. I like that. I liked it being mixed up. I liked there being new looks from time to time. In fact, when Nick Senzel was called up, his first 5 games, his first 6 games, somewhere along that line, the Reds wore a different uniform every single game for the first 5 or 6 games of his career. I liked that. I think the Reds should mix it up more. I think they're overdue for a brand refresh, a new look. But I think this new City Connect jersey gets that done a little bit. It is a really good look, and they've been criticized at times for not leaning into the red. They've had jerseys throughout the years that they've gone heavily black, and the black highlights, the black shadow on the hat, all of these things that people don't like. They are leaning into the red, and that is who they are. They are the Cincinnati Reds. I like this. I like the look, the ad campaign itself, the art that came out yesterday on social media and on the Reds website. Great job with this ad campaign. I took one look at it and was ready to go buy jersey. I'm ordering, you guys have seen me down at the ballpark. I have the custom jersey with my number 19, not Joey Votto's number 19, my number 19. I'm older than him. I wore it first. I'll happily let Joey wear my number. But I always have the number 19 with my name on it. So I'm going to be getting one of these City Connects. I got to call the team shop probably today and get that thing ordered, because I want to be able to wear it next time I am in town. I'm excited about this. I'm excited about the new look. It is some serious just drip. This looks great. Every player that they had out there modeling it looks great. If you didn't see it, it's in the thumbnail of today's episode. Sal Stewart wearing the new City Connect 2.0. I'm excited to see it debut against the Angels. Hopefully the Reds are out there. Hate calling for a sweep, but I really think the Reds can take 2 of 3. They're going to be wearing City Connect 1.0 on Friday, City Connect 2.0 on Saturday, and then probably the Reds jersey on Sunday's final game of this series. Reds need to right this ship. Again, not that it was very wrong, but got to win series. Got to win series early and often in April and in May. Got to build up that win total. The Reds are going to get it done. Again, this weekend out at GABP, Chase Burns on Friday night. We've got Brendan Williamson on Saturday, Andrew Abbott on Sunday. New uniforms, return to a homestand. Reds are 8-5, a successful 5-2 road trip. I'm excited to watch some baseball. And that is where we're going to go ahead and wrap it up for today. Thanks as always for making Locked On Reds your first listen each and every day. For the audio folks, go check out the Locked On MLB feed. Tons of shows going on over there right now. Sully's got you covered with Major League Baseball from a national perspective. Former Reds reliever Mike Stanton has a show over there. He has baseball covered from a national retired player's perspective. And then you've got the folks at Locked On MLB Game Night, where they're watching every single game, every single night, so that you don't have to, unless you just want to watch 12 hours of baseball every day. Then more power to you. But they're watching all those games along with the experts of the Locked On Network to tell you exactly what's going on in Major League Baseball. For the video folks, go check out Locked On's first ever 24/7 national YouTube channel, where all of the experts of the Locked On Network are talking ball 24 hours a day, 7 days a week. I will be back in your feed Monday. Jeff Carr returns from vacation. We will break down this series against the Angels and get you set for the Giants coming to town. Can't wait to have Jeff back. Until then, I'll keep gathering up the news, the notes, the rumors, the reports, and the information to keep you locked on Reds every single day. Talk to you next time.